everyone, Paul ISM. I've got another video for you today. Today we're going to look through my drawers. Thankfully they are clean drawers, not dirty. So to the right of where I sit, have you seen pictures of my cave, which you can find over on my Paul ISM page? You will have noticed I have kitchen units in here. In amongst one of those is a big, probably 2.5 foot tall grey black storage unit I've got. And in there is all my spares, accessories and aftermarket for my car modelling. I am primarily a car modeller. I have lots of parts for these. Now, this drawer system has been an absolute, I'm going to swear, shit tip for a long time, because if I bought something, it just went in there. Kind of organised, but I'd have dozens and dozens of packets of antenna, electrical connectors, hosing. So to find things was a bit of a nightmare. And quite often, I'd think during a car build, right, I need this antenna. And then I'd sit there thinking I've got to go rooting through that whole drawer system looking for it. And quite often it put me off doing it. And then I cut corners and not use them. So I spent the last month or so slowly picking away at the bit and organising them more. So I've organised everything into boxes where I can, bags where I can, condense things, and just try to sort things out. So it made life a little bit easier and made me more eager to do scratch building. So I've got everything in these drawers, from wheels, tyres, antennas, decals, spare decals. There's just everything in aftermarket sets a lot. And this isn't a flex. This isn't a humble brag or anything like that, or showy offy. This is just me showing you where and how I store all my aftermarket. And if you can take something away from that and it helps you think, oh yeah, that's a good idea, then this is what this video is about. Like I say, it's not a brag, it's not look what I've got. I could quite easily do that all day long. It's just, yeah, this is how I do it. And a few people have asked, so I'm willing to show. So let's jump straight in. Let's go and have a look what we got and where it's at. Hey everyone, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell notifications, get notified of our latest videos, give the video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and leave a comment. I do read and appreciate every comment you guys and girls leave behind. I may not reply to them all, but they are all appreciated. And there's a link in the description of the video that takes you to a big long list of all handy videos and a lot of the products I use in my videos. You now have the chance to support the video content creation by using Patreon or the PayPal me link in the description down below. All the videos always remain free to watch. This is just your chance to help support the videos. Okay, so right in the corner next to where I sit to my right, I have these storage drawers. A couple of you have asked over the years what's in there. I've tried to show them in the past. They were never really in any kind of decent order to look at, so they've been tidied up properly over the past couple of months. I've been doing a drawer by drawer and sorting things out slowly. So I thought today, let me pop you through the drawers and we'll have a look through what's in each one. So I'm going to bring each one up to the bench and we can have a look through. Now the top one's currently empty. There's nothing in it at all. But the rest of them do house mostly spares, aftermarket and accessories for car builds, because that's primarily what I build, as you all know if you watch the channel. So bear with me, hopefully you'll find something interesting and you'll see all the different ways I store things. Right then, so the first drawer to come out houses all this. Now there is all sorts in here. So I'm going to go through and we'll have a quick look what we've got. First of all, we've got spools of 3mm ribbon. So these are cheap spools I bought off eBay. I think I paid about £6 for 50 meters of 3mm wide blue ribbon, and the same in red, and this is what I use in all my seat belts. So there is a ton of it there. It's going to last me probably forever. So very useful, cheap way of doing it. I have other seatbelt material which we'll get to in a little bit. In here I have a multitude of window masks from all different manufacturers, all sorts, from every kind of different kit there is. There's anything and everything in here. Multiples, there's all sorts in here. So part ones that have been used a little bit, some that have been used that could be reused again, they all go in here, and they are very handy to have. As you can see, they're pre-cut. They save a lot of hassle, so they are a nice, useful item to have. In here is all the mesh you get with car kits, and some armour kits as well. It's the thin mesh synonymous with Tamiya that you get. I save all these and any offcuts I've got, so a ton of that in there, absolute ton of it. And then I've got some metal mesh as well, some bits I've picked up from various places in different widths and styles, from very fine mesh to more open. So again, anything and everything in there. We've got some spare bags, poly bags for keeping things in, very useful. We've got more mesh, so this is from Scale Production, another type of different mesh there as well. Some Ferrari decals here, Ferrari logos from Decal Cast, very, very good. All different scales. I think it does literally all of them that you got from 24th all the way up to 12th there, so multitude of different scales. And then here I've got some of the sliding window decals and the guillotine windows. So you cut these out of the plastic. We've got some of the fasteners from Decal Cast as well. These are just decals to put on. Loads of them in there, so they're going to keep me supplied for a very, very long time too. If I have a decal scheme and don't use all the decals, they go in here, and there is anything and everything in here. You name it, there are tons and tons of spare decals. The bag is trash because I got caught in the thing that, like all the BMWs I built, I've got spare decals because out of all the 30 BMX kits I've done, I've never ever done the kit one. So I've got about 8 sheets of these spare. So if I ever do come to make one, I've got loads of decals, but I've got loads of spare, even some quite rare decals in here. They're very, very handy spares. They're a bugger to get back in the box set. There we go. So always keep your decals. Don't throw any away. I've got tons and tons of all different ones in here out of the Mark Escort Cozzies as well. All there. So lots and lots of useful decals. Never throw them away. In here are all my tyre manufacturer decals. So I have all sorts in here, all the Michelin logos. If I can zoom in, my camera's moved a touch actually. There we go, if I zoom in. So you've got all your different manufacturers, different makes, different scales. So we've got 12 scale there. We've got more there, lots and lots of them, all different styles, all different types, including all the Tamiya ones that come with kits that I've not used. Again, don't throw them away. Keep them all, because you never know when you're doing a kit, one goes wrong, you need a spare one, and you've not got one to hand. Well, I have. I've got loads in there. I've got some wood trim decals, which we used in the, I think it was the Challenger. It might have been. I forget now. From Ushi van der Rosten. I've got some real wood adhesive veneer there, which is really nice stuff. Marlboro decals. I have an entire bag full of Marlboro decals, all different scales, sizes, types. The colours are off on a few of them, so you need to be careful where you get them from. But I've got all different scales, sizes, colours, types in there. In here, I've got some Manufacturer Hero sticky back fabric that Gary Constable very kindly sent me ages ago. Really nice stuff. I've got a red LED light emitting electronic part, it says there. That's actually out of a I think it's a Meng T90 kit, but I've always kept it. Don't know why, but you never know. Carbon decals. So we've got carbon sheet in here from Scale Production, just their generic sheets. I've got some part motorcycle ones, but it's mostly just plain carbon sheets, as you can see. Lots of them, because I do like to keep this stuff in stock. It tends to come and go, so a nice stock of those in there as well. And then I also have some self-adhesive foam felt as well that myself, Alan and Simon have kind of got between us all. So I've got some grey, I've got some black, I've got some dark grey, all different materials, colours and textures. So good for simulating car mats, carpet, so on and so forth. And that is that one. So next one up is wheels, mostly aftermarket. I've got some sets from Hobby Design here. for various different subjects. Ferrari 250 GTOs, some Advan Racings. We've got some brake calipers, discs and wheels for the Ferrari 599. And then I've got a whole load of different resin wheels, all different types, styles, some term metal, some pure resin, some very, very nice wheels, all for planned subjects at some point in the future. So these will all be gotten to at some point, but I've got a whole load of them in there. Wheels, tyres for the Subaru, for the BMWs, Subarus again. We've got speed lines, compo motives. We've got some, is it KMPs for the BMW? I think that's for the Listerine car, if I remember right. They're the Techno mods, I think they are. So, a whole load of resin wheels in there. And it doesn't stop with the wheels there. I seem to have a bit of a problem with wheels. As in, I have an awful lot of them. So much so, I can't get this thing to shut back up. There we go. So, they're all the resin wheels. All the aftermarket ones. I also then have, bear with me, I've got a few packs of Fujimi wheels as well. And then I have this entire box full of kit wheels. So, all sorts of wheels in here. Spare ones from projects, spare ones that have been given. They're all kind of ordered into sets as such. But I've got all sorts in here. As I said, I've done loads of D30 BMWs. I've not all had the kit wheels on them. So I've got loads of these here. All sorts in here. Lots and lots of different wheels. All sorts of different types. So hopefully if I come across the build as unusual wheels, I will have them. And if not, well, I'll have to go and buy some. It's as simple as that, isn't it, really? So we've got those. And then to go with the wheels, you of course need tyres. So the tyres, I have a whole box full of tyres, spare tyres, you name it. They're in here: slicks, road tyres, asphalt, all sorts, anything and everything. Some new, some used, but a whole ton. And again, you'll never know when they're going to be needed, whether you're going to miss them out of a kit that you buy, or the particular style you've got for that kit doesn't quite match. So, yep, lots and lots in there as well. Certainly enough to keep me busy for a while. Okay, next one. This is kind of a shitstorm, this drawer. This is parts left from kits. So there's anything and everything in here, from bumpers to roll cages to all sorts of little pieces and bits and what have you. We've also got some driver sets here as well, which I've never used out of the kit. Helmets, things that will come in useful at some point. You never know what you're going to do. You might do a dio, might do a garage scene, whatever. You might put them in the kit. But these were mostly unsorted today, and as you see, I've still got some bits to sort out in there. And this drawer will probably stay like this. In fact, that can live in there. Because I went through and sorted them out. We'll get through to the sorted out bits in a minute. So then, lots and lots of things in here. So I'm going to move this out of the way and grab everything one by one so I can show you them properly. So these are all pieces that I've organised. So in here is lots and lots of small detail parts. I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see. So in here, we've got all sorts. We've got antennas, aerials, lots and lots of mounts, and the actual antennas themselves. We've got some spare PE with seat belts in, bonnet clasps, clamps, releases, all those. Some 3D printed distributor caps done by Luke at Scale Motor. If you need any of those, go and have a chat with Luke. I'll put a link in the description down below. Lots of white metal accessories, gear sticks, handbrake levers, so on and so forth. I've got a load of the masks for spraying up the grills on cars. So they're for the Peugeot 206. So you put the mask up, spray it over, and it leaves that imprint on the grill that you may have seen on some cars. I've got Ford, Pirelli, Bridgestone, quite a few of those in there. They're given to me by Gary Constable, very kind of him. In here I have some Subaru logos, as you can see just there. We've got some OMP, Recaro, Momo, Sparco wheel emblems. We've got some brake caliper logos. But you know what? They didn't realise I had. I would have used on the Focus because they would have actually said Brembo and not Brambo, like mine did. So all different ones in there. We've got Pro Drive, all sorts of different ones. We've got a couple of sets of M3 style mirrors, which we intend to use at least one set on the BMW 8 Series. I've got some red material from Hasegawa, which they use to make their mud flaps. I've got some cigarette paper that can be used for heat shields and so on and so forth. In the next one along, I've got some scrap PE. These are chain sets that went awry on bikes many, many moons ago. And then I've got all sorts of part PE sets, because again, I throw nothing away. That's also, we've got seatbelt fittings, we've got some engine ball head fittings, we've got some larger seatbelt fittings for 12 scale. Again, we've got some brake discs in PE, we've got some speakers, stereo equipment, window winders, sunglasses, a CD as well, and then lots of other bits. So these are grills, seat belts, window wipers, just accessories, so on and so forth. And we've got some instrument panel decals there. We've got some fasteners, hose clamps, and then just some spare PE and some other sets we've done. And again, in here, spare PE, spare fasteners, spoiler mounts, so on and so forth, just some spare bits. The buckles for the seat belts are in there as well. And all this just lives in here, kind of folded over on itself, but it does go in. A bit fiddly. And same here, spare photo etch bits. These are just all spare pieces and what have you. So nothing in particular. Then we've got some fire extinguishing systems and the wire to go with them. So there is that one. If I can get this to shut again, it'll be an absolute miracle, because I kind of have to fold it over all on itself to get it in. It's kind of brutal, but it's the only way it goes in. So bear with me. Next one we sorted out today. So I went through that big drawer of parts we looked at before and sorted all this out. So these little tubs here are brilliant because they are identical on each side. And there's another side identical as well. Very, very useful. Cannot for the life of me remember I got them. But they're out there if you search, so do apologise. In here I've got loads of spare brake calipers, discs, suspension, components, steering wheels. We've got window wipers, plastic antennas, scoops, interior mirrors, and then in here we've got mostly wing mirrors, loads of spare ones of them. We've got some spare light pods of the Escort Cosworths. We've got a spoiler for 206 M3 spoiler. We've got all the fittings for the light pods as well. And then if I flip it around, after we've got the lid on, we've got a whole load of spare kit seats in there as well. So again, don't throw any parts away. You never know, you need a different steering wheel, window wipers, whatever. At the end of the day, you never know what's going to happen. Modelling is an adventure, and you never ever know what's around the corner. This one now is all my wiring. And as you can see, quite a lot in here. All different gauges, colours, types. I've got some braided hoses there. We've got some steel braided hoses. We've got some very, very fine wire, some ultra fine copper wire, some thicker stuff that Alan very kindly gave me. Well, yeah, he did actually, yes. Some tubing and so on. So good for detailing up engine bays. Then on the other side, we've got a ton of rubber hosing. We've got a load of lead wire. We've got a load of the rich, soft rubber wire, which is like licorice in there. But loads of the Plas model lead wire, which is very moldable, very soft and easy to shape. A whole load of heat shrink, which you can make connectors with, hose joints, everything. And like I say, the kind of hosing you get with Tamiya kits, I've got it in bigger scales from Top Studio and what have you. And again, all very handy detail up bits. Next one up is all very small parts. In here, I've got the likes of, got a whole load of resin connectors, electrical, hose clamps, hose joints. We've got a whole load of spare polycaps out the kits as well. Some spare screws out the Tamiya kits. A whole load of spare springs, clutch covers, what have you out of the Tamiya bike kit, and then a whole load of the rare metal earth magnets there as well that I used on one of my bike builds. So lots of nice fiddly detail parts in there. And then in here is all my seatbelt making stuff. Now I do have more of this, you'll see this again in a bit, but this is a whole load of ribbon, double-sided tape, the current in use detail set I'm using for making my seatbelts, the decals. There you go, there's the current in use one. All different sizes, colours, widths of the actual ribbon itself. There is tons of it in here. It's an absolute mess of a box, but it works, and I know where everything is. So that's my seatbelt making box in there. Loads of stuff in there, and then really all I've got left in this one is my acetate sheet, which is a cake collar. It's for going around the edge of cakes, and it's thin acetate sheet, loads of it for about £7, perfect width for modelling, and it's kept protected in the roll. And this is what I used on the AC Cobra windscreen. If you remember, I replaced that with a terrible kit plastic. I think I did it on the Ferrari GTO as well. We did it on there and it worked well. It's a very, very cheap kind of plastic acetate. I got that off Amazon. You're looking for a, what's it called? Cake collar. That's what it is. Cake collar by Vinda Cake Collar, 10 centimetre. You can get that on Amazon if you go and have a look, and that is basically that drawer. Right then, last drawer. Some quite nice stuff in here, to be honest. This is all my kind of trans kits, aftermarket bits and bobs. So in here we've got some resin seats. I've got a whole load of detail upsets, which I'm going to try and grab in one go. So these are the kind of flat ones you get. So these are spare ones where I've not quite used all the PE. So there's all sorts in there. As you can see, I've not used all the window wipers, all the buckles. So it's kind of a continuation of that box we had before, but there's more on these sheets to warrant them staying in here. So that's why I've done it. But here we've got Audi Quattro detail upset. We've got some emblems for Ferraris in there as well, and some detail parts. Porsche 935, BMW E30. That's another BMW. That would be for the Lancia Delta S4. Seatbelt. Everyone asks me which seatbelt set it is. I use. It's this one. See that code there? If you can find them, get them, because this is what I use in all my builds. 3mm ribbon. You can get them from Spot Model. The last time they're in stock, I grabbed 3, so I'm kept in business for quite a while. I've got an detail set for one of Tamiya's 2005 NSXs. Gary Constable very kindly sent me a whole load of stuff for the Audi R10 from Revel. We've got some seatbelt pulls there as well, which should be one of those other boxes, to be honest. R10 detail upset again. We've got some rally ramps there, and again some more photo etch for the R10. Thank you very much, Gary. We've got a window and mask set for that Ferrari 599. I bought a whole load of stuff with that one, and a detail upset for the Mustang GT500 from Revel, from KA Models, which is really nice PE. So in there we've got a whole PE set, white metal calipers, new discs, all sorts of stuff in there. Really, really nice detail upset. Then we've got some smaller ones. So we've got Ferrari 599 again, Tamiya Skyline. Part use this one in my cherry red one. Lancia Delta Evo 6, and then R35. I've not used all of those. So there's some bits in there if I build one again. And remember, never throw anything away. You never know when these parts will become useful. Some other parts, we've got a Toyota Supra rear spoiler, Sierra RS 500 right-hand dash. We've got some WRC conversion kits for the Escort Cosworth, so you lose the front spoiler and the rear spoiler, the high picnic table for a lower WRC one. I've got a few sets of those in there. And then we've got a set for the Sierra RS 500, which turns it into a rally car. So I've got a set of Marlboro decals and then this set that goes with it as well. Then we have a couple of detail upsets I've just bought recently, and I'm probably going to go through these with the relevant kits, and we'll have a proper look through, because these are going to be future builds on the channel. So I'll dig out the R32 and the Evo 6, we'll go through the kit, we'll look at the aftermarket kit, any other extras I've got, and we'll go through the plans for the builds, because they will get built. I have got plans for them very soon. Very nice detail upsets from Hobby Design. Really, really nice. You get wheels in each of those. Different front bumper on this one, decals. This one comes with different spoiler, wheels, all sorts of stuff. So we'll have a look at those at a later date. I've got some spare resin parts for BMW E30 in there, some mirrors. The stuff we used on the red one, if you remember, we replaced the front splitter. We've got that one there. Got a full Fujimi detail upset for the Ferrari 250 GTO from Fujimi. I've got the Dukes of Hazzard Dodge Charger General Lee conversion kit there as well, very kindly given to me by Gary Ride the Wind. Cheers, Gary. Thank you very much. And then this was reviewed a long time ago on the channel. This is the scale production super detail set for the Rebel C7R, which comes with very nice turn wheels, resin parts, photo edge decals. Quite an expensive set. It's about £100, that one. Is it worth it? That's up to you. And then I felt lucky a while back, and I managed to get a similar kit for the CLK GTR. So all sorts of stuff in there. We got carbon fibre pre-cut or pre-marked, suspension parts, so on and so forth. So very nice detail upsets that are worth quite a bit of money, and they don't produce them for long. Right then, one other thing I have real problems with is decals. I like decals. I bought a load of them at one point. You can't get a lot of them now. And I've got tons. And when I say tons, I've got 2 folders full like this. So there's loads. All different manufacturers. I'm not going to stop. They're kind of organised into what they are. So these are bike ones, bike tyre decals. I'll try and get it all in shot for you. There you go. We've got some Mitsubishi Evo decals. All different schemes, different types. So when I come to pick a build, you can see sometimes why I have a real nightmare. Not only picking the kit, but what scheme to do. If you want to see any of these, you can pause and have a look. But I've got all different manufacturers. So they're all for the Mitsubishi Evos, mostly 5, 6s and 7s. There, as you can see. Then we go on to Peugeot 206s. Great kits from Tamiya. Again, I've got a ton. I'm not going to stop. If you want to have a look, you can pause and have a look, because we'll literally be here all day looking at all of these. But I have tons and tons and tons of these, because I got a thing. If I sell anything modern related, it goes straight back into the hobby. So when I sold my bikes, I bought a lot of car kits, a lot of aftermarket sets, a lot of decals, so on and so forth. And that's the way I work, and that's how I've managed to build up the collection I have. Very lucky to be able to have done that. Then we're on to Scooby-Doo's, Subarus. Loads of different schemes again. All sorts of stuff. All different manufacturers. All different types of decals. So this might give you an inclination of sometimes why I'm a bit confused as to what to build, because I have so many different decals for different cars and schemes. It can get a bit bewildering. Toyota Corollas, Marlboro scheme, awesome. Gotta love Marlboro schemes. Anything tobacco alcohol related is very cool. We've got some kit parts there. Kit decals for... I'm not sure. Who knows what they're for? I'm not gonna... I'll turn them around for you. Let's have a look. Rothman's Rally Team. They almost look like Porsche. Turbo. Go on then. Who can tell me who they are? What kits are off? Let me know. We've got number 3. Rally Skoda 85. Okay. I did have a Renault 5. I wonder if they're the decals off it. Possibly. Did it say Renault? Yeah, could be the Renault 5 decals I had. I know I had a set. Then we've got some generic rally ones there. Then we're into Alpha 155. So I've got all the supplementary sheets, because the later releases of the Alpha 155s didn't come with the Michelin or the Shell logos. So if you've got a later one, you're missing those. So Taboo does them, and MSM Creations does as well. And then we've got a load of Alpha 155s, and some of these are doubled up. Where I've bought 2 of the schemes, or I've been given one. So I've got spare decals. So some of these are doubled up as well. Love this Castrol scheme for the Alpha 155. Very, very nice. And then we've got our Cliff Opal Calibra. Then we've got the yellow marking Calibra as well. Sorry about the light. I'll try and angle it so you can see. Very cool. Then we've got Red Bull MP412, Gulf DB Aston Martin, which is really cool. Look at that one. Beautiful. Quite hard to show you. Then we've got a load of spare decals for the BMW E30 I was talking about. Spare decals for the C-Class DTM Mercedes. Let me see which one it is. It is the Mercedes-Benz CLK DTM 2000. Gary Kunstler gave those as well. Cheers, Gary. Load of decals from the McLaren F1s. F1 Short, which I'm after. A Fujimi McLaren F1 short, if anyone can get one. MP412 McLaren again. Porsche 911 GT3. And Porsche 911 GT3. And then this one, along with that C7 detail upset, is potentially my next build. That is the checker flag version of the C7. You may see that soon. Then we've got some spare decals out of the yellow camel BMW. I built that one with the spare decals in there. And then in the back, a whole load of random spare kit decals that have just been kept in the back. So there's one. I hope I haven't bored you if you're still with me. Oh, folders are ridiculous when you got this much stuff in them. These are very nice for the Audi R8. I got sent those by Racing43. They're lovely. Very, very nice. Then over here, we have BMW E30s. So, a lot of these are already built, so I've got them again, and I do want to do them again because I wasn't quite happy with the way some of them turned out. We've got the Michelin, the Bastos, the Marlboro, the Castrol scheme, the Decals, I think it's Decals, isn't it? I think it is, I'm probably saying it wrong. The Heart wheels ones. Very nice scheme as well. The Kamachi one. Very cool scheme. The old Mr. Juicy. Very nice. Hope you can see these. The Bats, iconic car. The Hilton, very, very nice. Again, some of these are doubled up, where I've just managed to get 2 decals or whatever been given them. Mobile 1. The Tic Tac scheme, that thing is all masking. You paint that, let me see, green, and then mask it up and paint the white Tic Tacs on. Very cool. The Listerine car, very, very cool car. Love that one. Very, very nice. The Autotech one. Very nice. These aftermarket schemes came out ages ago, and then Nunu brought the kit out, which I've just got. And then we've got some John Player Special for the BMW 6 Series, which we plan to do later. And then again, a load of spare decals for the kit from the rally car and the DTM car. Pop that in there. Oh, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. CRS 500s, we've got the Caliber, got the Bastos, got the Fina. They're the Marlboro decals for the Trans kit we had before that turns into a rally car. Then we've got Escort Cosworth, Mobile 1, Bastos, the Fina scheme. Then we've got the Usain, is it? Don't know, can't tell. Oh, it's the Valvoline one. That's a pretty one, that one. Very pretty. We've got the Geese. I'm terrible. Geese, don't know. Martini, absolutely lovely. It's got one of the WRC conversions required on it, so looking forward to doing that one. We've got a Stobart set for the WRC 2003, which I've just sold because I'm an idiot. I forgot I had these decals. Another WRC conversion for the Jolly Club. And these are some cheaper ones I got off eBay. They're not the greatest quality decals, but it was a Repsol scheme. So they're alright. They're cheap. They're like £3 a set, some of them. All the way through. All different schemes. The Bastos again. Red Bull Focus. RS Focus. The Mobile 1 Focus. And I have no more Focuses in my stash. Mark II Escort. Bitterly disappointed because the old Esky Revel Artillery kit is crap. So hopefully someone's going to release these, because I've got the Rothman scheme and the Belga scheme for it there as well. We've got Toyota Supra, which again I no longer own. And what else is in there? I am not sure. Oh, these are my NASCAR decals that Joe very kindly sent me. Cheers, Joe. Put them in there for safekeeping. Then we got some Monster Energy for the Fiesta RSWRC and the Rossi scheme from Colorado Decals. As we get to the back, Honda NSX, Mercedes SLS GT3. Got several schemes for that. Men filter, Mobile 1. Then we're on to the AMG GT3. Different schemes. Man filter is absolutely stunning. Carbon Set 4. We've got the Hell Green one. Is it Hell Green? I'm pretty sure it is. Hell Green one. We've got the Haribo one. We've got the Battlefield one. We've got the Team Black Falcon. Then we've got the Linkin Park one, which we need to find a reliable chrome for before we can commit to that one. And then as we get into the back pages, which is crippling me now, we've got some Lancer 037s in Rothmans, in Esso, same in the Lancia Super Delta, Esso, and the Valvoline one, which is a very, very smart looking car. Love that one. Very, very cool. That's all my decals and probably all my aftermarket parts. Do apologise about the compressor. Let's go back to me and see what we think. Right, and so you go. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff. It's pretty well organised now. Before this, it was terrible. There was stuff just strewn in drawers, and I'd have to go rooting through like dozens of packets to find a particular connector or an antenna or a spare part. But it just goes to show you, don't throw everything away. Keep everything you can. Not everything. I don't mean hoard boxes and every single sprue. Like that box full of spare sprues, that will all be sorted and condensed down to just part eventually. It's just that one's a work in progress, and I kind of don't know where to go with it. But I think I'll literally cut all those parts off and put them in a box. So if I need something, I can just go rooting through the box. But it makes life easier. If I need an antenna or a steering wheel or a mirror or whatever, seat belts, different material, I can just go and find it now in seconds and know exactly where it is. And it will make you more eager to add the detail because it makes life easier and more accessible. So hopefully you've got a little bit of something out of this, and hopefully you can see what I'm trying to show here. Don't throw everything away. Keep your spare wheels, your spare parts, tyres, decals, everything, because you never know when you need, I need that little decal that's missing off the sheet, or I've just wrecked, or I've lost. And you've got one spare in the box, and you also never know when you can help somebody else as well. Because the amount of times I've sent out decals, Subaru ones seems to be the popular ones, because a lot of people, including myself, ruin the swoops on the side of the 99 Subaru. I set a few sets of them out. I've had sets sent to me before. Gary Constable, I'm looking at you. That it can be helpful. So yeah. You never know when it'll come in handy. You never know when you use it. You never know when you scratch building it. Like when we were doing the Skyline, I used parts off a BMW 6 Series on that in the engine bay because I had the parts spare. So you never know when you're going to use them. And like I said, I don't mean hoard every single bit, but there's bits you'll look at and think, it's a decal. It's a shame to throw it away. Pop it in a bag. I've got an old freezer bag there, and I just go rooting through it if I need a particular decal. And I'll have it most of the time, or I'll have something usable in there that looks like it, or will pass off as it. So, yeah, hopefully you can take something away from this and see what I'm trying to show you. And it also spurred me on to get this organised, because I wanted to do this for a while. So I never sat there and organised it all, and I literally finished organising the little box with all the steering wheels in yesterday by going through the big plastic box. So yeah, it spurred me on to do the video. And like I say, if you can take something away from this and find it helpful, then that's the aim of the video. So I hope you found that interesting to watch. I have a lot of stuff. I have a serious problem with decals. I know, it's a serious problem. But if you build cars, you'll know that they go out of stock and you can't get them again. And I've got a lot of decals in there that you simply can't get anymore. So yes, bit of an issue there. But anyway, so like I say, I hope you found that useful. If you'd like to support more videos on the channel, my Patreon link's in the description down below, and there's a PayPal me link as well. And trust me, it does help. Without those donations from my very generous supporters, these videos won't be able to continue. So thank you to everybody who has taken the time to support me. Thank you very much. If you've got any ideas for any other videos you'd like to see, pop them in the description down below. Looking for ideas on the shorter videos I did, like the glue videos and the sprue glue video. Anything like that you'd like to see, pop it down below and I'll have a think and see what I can do. And of course, check out International Scale Model Facebook page and forum, umpretail.com, my Paul ISM Facebook page, Live the Bench page, the Off Air Hangout group, and the ISM GB page as well. They're all linked in the description down below, as well as a link to my Scalemates, which is where all my stash is stored. If you have a look through that and see anything you'd like to have reviewed, again, pop it in the description down below. Sorry, pop it in the comments down below, and I'll see if I can get enough people interested and I'll do a review on it. Don't forget to sub to the channel, give the video a thumbs up or thumbs down, click the bell notification, and please do leave a comment. The comments drive me on to make more of these videos because the support I get is great. Thank you to everybody. I may not reply to you all, but I do read every single one. They literally all come through to my phone instantly, and I heart everyone and appreciate all the feedback I get. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.